What is up? It is Crap Rap or Cake of 2000, whichever one you're watching on. And today we're doing a motivational speech
about bad things and why people do those bad things and know that they're bad. Timmy, would you like to start off for me?
I'll go.
Okay.
Um, I'm just gonna give some of the bad things that you know is bad. Like, here's my list. Cheating, stealing, lying, something illegal.
Mhm.
And let's start out with cheating. Cheating, just everyone knows it's bad, whether it's in school and you're looking off another kid's paper, or if it's cheating in a game. It's bad, and you know it's bad. Like, there's no way to say cheating is good. There's no way to say that because cheating is always bad. Whether it's even just for one question or hundreds of questions, you know it's bad. And when you know something's bad, then you can just, when I know something's bad, I try to think of the consequences that can happen after I do something bad. Cheating can resolve in a fail on that test, or if it's something big, it can involve in suspension or expulsion. Kier, do you want to do one of yours now?
Yes. So I also made a list. My list is peer pressure, drugs, bullying, name calling, diminishing, and suicide. I guess I can go on diminishing in case you heard that and you're like, what does that mean? Diminishing is basically breaking down something or someone and taking it away till there's nothing left. If you're diminishing someone else, there's not going to be anything left of that person, and your soul is also going to be diminished because it's showing how ruthless you are. If you can pick at others because they're different than you, that's basically diminishing. And we know those things are bad, but we try to do that, I don't know, to make ourselves feel better or to try to get a reaction out of somebody else. And that's actually bullying. And they're basically the same thing, except there's multiple forms of bullying and one form of diminishing, at least one big form of that. But you could basically take it as the same thing. You strip someone down as in not strip down, like not take the clothes off, but strip down who they are. And
Hurt them emotionally, like,
exactly. And just start to strip away at their sanity, and that leads to suicide, which is also a third point. So those three things kind of intertwine with each other, and it could happen if you diminish someone or bully.
Another one of mine is stealing, and I'm gonna connect that with another one, which is doing something illegal. Stealing can just be stealing a pencil from a classmate, or it could be stealing money from a bank. However low class or ever how serious it can be, you know that stealing is bad. You know, again, you can't say, hey, I'm going to steal that cup of coffee from you. You can't say that that's good. You can't say that stealing anything is good.
Hmm.
So, when you're stealing, like, let's say I see Kiera and I steal her nose right off her face. I cannot say that that is good. And also, stealing is illegal. Although we shouldn't stress as much from someone stealing someone's, like, pencil, from stealing money from their house or smartphone or something that is actually worth more value to them, which you can think about the consequences of going to jail, being fined, and so much more.
Yeah, and I think you made an amazing point there, talking about stealing, and that's actually, um, it doesn't really go into like the list of what I said, but that's a point that I forgot to put down. Um, but another type of bad thing that is like really bad is peer pressuring. And that goes along with the next one on my list, which is actually out of the six that I made, this is the last two. So, drugs and peer pressure, they're not the same thing. If you don't know what peer pressure is, negative peer pressure is basically making someone do, like, tempting them into doing wrong things. And drugs are a form of medication that is bad for you, and some kill your brain cells, others make you have hallucinations and things like that. And I'm obviously not an expert, but that's what I know from my knowledge of drugs. And drugs are actually illegal unless they're a certain type prescribed by your doctor. And some people, feel the need to peer pressure others into doing these type of drugs or um, smoking, which is a form of drugs that can is actually very bad for you. And I just think, like, what's the need to peer pressure? Because if you're peer pressuring them, they're not you. So you can go do this yourself. Hopefully, you have a good influence to back you up and to tell you that this is wrong. But you shouldn't affect someone else's life negatively. And if you see those results in yourself that you're being affected negatively, you should just step away from the situation, say, okay, um, I'll get back to you. I need to reassess and look at the consequences that could unfold if I were to do what you're asking me to do.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Don't peer pressure someone. Like, do it yourself. Go. No, never mind.
Tell me what you about to
Nothing. Um, that's the end of my list, but I want to include something else in this speech. Why? Just why do people do the stupid, annoying things that they do? My list is because of friends, popularity, because they think it's cool.
hmm
Social media, which ties in with a popularity and attention. I want to start with the last two that I said, which was social media and attention. And you can do so much stupid things that will affect your life for the social media, for attention. On Vine, I saw someone that said green is good and then jumped into a cactus. I
Oh.
mean, yeah, legit. Um, the stupid things that you guys can do, like, that's bad. You know that will hurt yourself. Even though it's not bad, like, something to others, you can do bad things to yourself. Drugs, as you said, smoking.
And you're
Th-
just as important.
yeah, you're just as important as anyone else. You have meaning in life just as anyone else does. So if you want to do something for 6.5 seconds, that could hurt yourself because that can lead to serious injury if you land on something bad or if you're trying to get out and it scrapes yourself right down your arm. That
Seriously
can
injured.
affect you pretty bad later in life. Do you want to go or should I continue?
I can go. I just want to say that that was also the end of my list. And if you guys got one thing from my list, or I think Timmy will agree with this from his, is just this quote. I told you guys that we would have a quote every video. The quote is, um, "Bad things may not be done by bad people. The good could also be corrupted." So you got to think about that. You may be like, "I'm never going to do that. I'm a good person," but some of the best people can turn corrupted for a day and regret every decision they had made in that time period. But you have to understand, evil could corrupt anybody.
I sort of want to add to that because of my why. If you have someone who is worse than you who does stupid things like that, whether it's stealing a pencil or if they're go high every weekend, friends can influence you. You shouldn't let bad friends influence you to make you do stupid things, which I know I've tried to do before. People have done to me before. I've been that stupid guy, and it's just you should not do it.
hmm
Just realize that what's bad is bad, and just to get your friend to have a laugh out of it. I mean, I don't think if Kiera told me to do something bad and I didn't do it, I don't think she'd hate me forever.
hmm
So just realize that if you don't do it, it's gonna be okay.
hmm
Unless you have some really stupid friend, then I don't think they should be your friend.
I think,
but
keep going. You can go.
like, just realize that it won't be the end of the world if you don't do it. If you don't get a laugh out of your friend, if you don't get that 6.5 seconds of fame, just don't.
And, you know, Timmy brought up a good point. Like, if your friend isn't willing to forgive you, which actually I just made a new point of this, um, if they're not willing to forgive you, they're not your friend. I know we hear people countlessly telling us and things, but I think growing up with that set of mind, you're like, okay, all right, so they're supposed to just forgive me. And then sometimes when it doesn't happen, we start to not believe it, and our our thinking is not becoming as profound as it was before. And again, it's demolishing, it's being diminished. And I think that that goes along with the person who's peer pressuring. If your friend that you're trying to peer pressure is smart enough to say, no, I don't want to do that, it's going to harm me, it's going to harm you, or anything like that, it's going to harm others, then, sorry, my video turned off, then they're the ones who are smart, you know? And you need to learn to forgive. So if you're watching this video and you're like, okay, so I'm not being peer pressured, but I'm peer pressuring others, then think about this. You have to forgive. Okay, you could be drunk or something and you're peer pressuring the other, and then you get really mad and your whole friendship could be destroyed. And I know I can't stay mad at people for a long time. I can only stay mad for like an hour before I forgive them or something. And I used to think that was like a like unless they did something really bad,
Like
but
on Minecraft.
but no, I forgave you guys, but I just didn't want you to know that. That's I don't
Thanks.
think that's like a bad trait. I used to though, but I actually like it now because I know that I'm a forgiving person for the most part, and you could always work better at it. Just know to try to practice forgiving. That's all I was trying to say out of that. I know I rambled a lot, but
Well, my list is over. You want to end this video up, Cake?
mine too. All right, again, I'm gonna repeat the quote. Um, and I added what Timmy said onto it, just shortened down what he said and added it. So, bad things may be done. Well, sorry, bad things may not be done by bad people. Even the good can be corrupted, and they can regret it forever. So remember, you may be a good person doing bad things. All right. So, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit from it. Anyways, I love y'all and goodbye. Subscribe, guys.